Good morning, School of Light. We're in Ezra chapter 3. If you want Bible studies, we have Bible studies that are doctrinally sound in multiple languages. Most importantly, English for most of my friends, Spanish as well. Let's hop right to it. Oh, and just they're free for the asking. Let's hop right to it. Rebuilding the altar. When the seventh month came and the Israelites had settled in their towns, the people assembled as one man in Jerusalem. Then Yeshua, son of Jozadak, and his fellow priest Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, and his associates began to build the altar of the God of Israel to sacrifice burnt offerings on it, in accordance with what was written in the law of Moses, the man of God. Despite their fear of the peoples around them, they built the altar on its foundation and sacrificed burnt offerings on it to the Lord, both the morning and evening sacrifices. Then, in accordance with that which is written, they celebrated the Feast of Tabernacles with the required number of burnt offerings prescribed for each day. After that, they presented the regular burnt offerings, the new moon sacrifices, and sacrifices for all the appointed sacred feast of the Lord, as well as those brought as free will offerings to the Lord. On the first day of the seventh month, they began to offer burnt offerings to the Lord. Through the foundation of the Lord's temple had not yet been laid, though the foundation of the Lord's temple had not yet been laid. Then they gave money to the masons and carpenters, and gave food and drink and oil to the people of Sidon and Tyre, and that they would bring cedar logs by sea from Lebanon to Joppa, as authorized by Cyrus the king of Persia. In the second month of the second year after their arrival at the house of God in Jerusalem, Zerubbabel, son of Shealtiel, Yeshua, son of Jozadak, and the rest of their brothers, the priests and Levites, and all who had returned from the captivity to Jerusalem, began the work, appointing Levites 20 years of age and older to supervise the building of the house of the Lord. Yeshua and his sons and brothers, and Kadmiel and his sons, and the sons of Henadad and their sons, and the brothers, all Levites, joined together in supervising those working on the house of God. When the builders laid the foundation of the temple of the Lord, the priests in their vestments with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, took their places to praise the Lord, as prescribed by David, king of Israel. With praise and thanksgiving they sang to the Lord. He is good, his love endures forever. And all the people gave a great shout of praise to the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid. But many of the older priests and Levites and family heads who had seen the former temple wept out loud when they saw the foundation of this temple being laid, while many others shouted for joy. No one could distinguish the sound of the shouts of joy from the sounds of weeping, because the people made so much noise, and the sound was heard far away. So, as we talked about, the previous kings of Israel would walk away from God, serve other idols, and then their country would be overwhelmed by enemies. During those times, their temple was destroyed. I remember one time one of the kings took the stuff out of the temple and gave it to an opposing king as tribute, so that they wouldn't continue to advance on the people. And there was even two foreigners that built or rebuilt the temple. So here we have people that are seeing the foundations laid, and they're like, oh, this is great, for the young people. And then you have older people who had seen the previous temple, and they're weeping. And the Bible here says, how does it say it? Oh, here we go. No one could distinguish the sound of the shouts of joy from the sounds of weeping, because the people made so much noise, and the sound was heard far away. So there was people shouting for joy, hey, this is awesome. The older people are weeping, and there was so much noise that was heard far away. The sound was heard far away. That's important detail. Weeping, the old people, the new people think it's great, you know, they're shouting for joy, but you couldn't distinguish between the either, and the sound was heard far away. How does that apply today? I'm not sure. I think the principle is that the older people who think or who see something happening, being laid, a foundation, are sad because they remember the original foundation. Younger people are jubilant because they don't know of a prior foundation. They see this as the first. And I'm not saying one is better than the other or worse than the other. They're different, obviously, because of generation. Different because of generation. It's like the old people were there when they seen the original foundations laid, or were there before the temple was destroyed, and now they're seeing it and they're weeping. I don't know if it's sounds of joy, weeping from joy, or weeping from disappointment. It's so interesting. Because Zerubbabel rebuilt the altar. The purpose of these are so that you get the word in your heart, my heart as well, that we can meditate on it day and night, so we may be prosperous and successful. Psalms 1, blessed is he who does not walk in the way of the wicked, stand in the way of sinners, or sits in the seat of mockers, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. Whatever he does prospers. So, blessings, get in the word, I encourage you, and if you want Bible studies, reach out. We'll get them sent to you. Have a good day.